I've always wanted to do a show with women of different generations, backgrounds, and views. We call it The View.
Hello, everyone. Boys, girlies, girls, and non-binaries of the interwebs. I am the View History, Sarah Kelly, senior host, and welcome. So it's been a while since we talked. We pretty much have been on Viewcation, of course, thriving there. And that's where the ladies have been pretty much the past couple weeks. So today I thought we'll talk about the Bahamas trip and everything in a bit. First, we'll start off with some history on like Viewcation. The View first did The View in LA in June 1998, and that was their first Viewcation ever. They went to LA because it was like New York, LA, we're just gonna go to West Coast. They were feeling that vibe and everything. And you know, that was just within the first year of The View that when they had that Viewcation. I know Meredith did not like Viewcations at all. Like, she said in the Behind the Table podcast that she was not feeling that at all. Like, she did not want to go to there. She would miss her children when she was on these Viewcations, and yeah, she wasn't feeling them, so she would try to skip out of them. But I really wanted to thrive and just talk about some of the most iconic Viewcations in the View's history. So I would say the first one that is on my list, The View from Dallas, Texas, where Meredith Vieira, Queen V, was with this cheerleader group. And I really loved that. I just, like, she was being one of the cheerleaders and she was dancing and she joined the cheerleaders at the end, which is we love local talent. Always appreciate that. I miss when The View had more local talent like this. But it was cool that the Dallas, Texas cheerleaders on The View. And this was in October 2004.
Meredith a round of applause. Oh, you're the group leader. What kind of student was our Meredith? She was wonderful. Really? Absolutely wonderful. Very willing to learn.
And you all helped her with her performance? I see
Yes.
she had the little butt shake thing. So, okay, what was more difficult? Learning the routine or getting into that outfit, girlfriend?
I was going to get into those, and then I thought, I'm 50, okay? So I got into these, and I don't have those, but other than that, it was fun.
In case you hadn't figured it out, 50 looks pretty fat.
And then come fall 2007, The View from Las Vegas, that's another Viewcation I like, just because I'm a Jessica Simpson stan. I don't know about you, but I love Jessica Simpson. Gonna give justice where it deserves. And in fall 2007, this is probably this is a personal favorite. I love Jessica Simpson on The View from Las Vegas performing Come On Over, which is, I'm not a big fan of country music myself, but I really like this song by Jessica Simpson. I appreciate Jessica Simpson exploring all multi-genres, all different genres, really trying to find her roots, you know. I really appreciate the effort. It's very C-list effort, but that's okay. I know people will consider her a C-lister. In my book, she's a B-lister more so, but that album didn't really have much success, but I appreciate the effort of her going to country music. I think it was very her and it was very organic, especially coming off of a Public Affair album.
Hip you to something. I don't know whether you're aware of this, but these ladies rock your shoes. I don't know whether y'all know this. You probably do, but Jessica has clothing line, but her shoe line is outstanding. Outstanding.
I need these.
Well, these aren't Jessica Simpson.
Never mind.
No, but maybe I'll make some that look like that.
Actually, we just want you to know that we mess up sometimes too.
Well, thanks.
So you brought up Tony Romo.
Yes.
Yes. And you go home every Sunday, is that true, to be with him and go back to Dallas?
Starting up when the season comes around, I'm going to be at the games.
So are you, how do we
No matter
put it?
what.
Are you more close? Is it anything that I'm sure you're not going to tell us, but is it a closer relationship? Do we hear wedding, help me. Wedding bell.
I can't even go there.
And that was The View from Las Vegas. And then they did, over the next couple years, they did The View from Disneyland and Disney World. And that was kind of, in 2009 they did it. In 2013 they did it with Jenny McCarthy, when Jenny McCarthy was there during that era. And then they did The View from Disney World in 2016 with Jed, Sunny, and Sarah doing the roller coasters. That was iconic. I love that. That was actually a lot of people's. We're gonna have to talk about Jedediah Bila later, but Miss Bila Monster. But I really think that was her best moment. The roller coasters with Jed was her best moment where she thrived. And then also the moment when Luke Perry came on, I really like Jedediah Bila's pop culture takes in a lot of ways. Love 90210, so I really appreciated Luke Perry coming on The View.
Meeting her childhood crush, Luke Perry. And of course, we can't leave out that time she got Sonny to ride a roller coaster at Walt Disney World. I'm not sure Sonny has ever recovered from that.
So I really enjoyed that. So we'll talk about Jedediah Bila later because I have a lot to say about her in the past coming weeks, as you guys may have known. But now we're in 2022 and it's The View from the Bahamas. And this was their first Viewcation since 2016. So that would have been over 5 years since they had a Viewcation, which is insane. And this was the first Viewcation where it was like out of the country, I believe. I really enjoyed The View from the Bahamas. I really did. It was really great. It was fun to see them actually have fun, and I think they deserve to have it. And I miss when the show was politics, pop culture, it had musical guests, it had exercise segments, it had all sorts of segments. And they also had these really fun segments at one point in View history. My flower just came off. I didn't even realize that. Like Joy in the Bottle, screw the flower. I was just trying to make the aesthetic feel very Viewcation-like. I think it was good that they had fun for once. The girls were thriving. The girls were thriving so much. My favorite segments were the water slide segments with, especially with Sarah and Sunny. Heck, okay, truthfully, I love how staged they were of Sarah and Sunny turning the water slide competition. That's a competition I would love to do. Personally, I would love to do that. And if Sunny put me in that big scary water slide, I honestly, Sarah wasn't even scared. She was just like, I'm so happy to be here. I just want to go down the slide and everything. I don't care if Sunny locked me in here. This is a dream come true. For me, that's a dream come true. If Sunny locked me in a water slide, I would have no issue with it. I'd be like, let's go, people, let's go. And I would just want to go right down. But I really wanted to try all those water slides. Now I'm thinking about going for vacation in the Bahamas personally.
To me. So we're not going to do this. No. But what if we took a selfie like we did it, and then we say we did it, but we don't do it?
Oh, I love that idea. Take a selfie and say we did it.
Right. Yeah.
Great idea. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Can she just be in there?
Just pose with it. Well, I'm not going. Please enter.
That was great. Another, oh my God. Y'all, the body double, oh my God. The body double of Joy coming through. And just like, I loved how her hair just stayed flawless and not wet at all. And they just had a body double do it. That was so funny. I like when The View gets kitschy like that, you know, like it's very cute. It's very cute. I appreciate that type of effort that they went out, that they did for Joy in this. And
No, are you drunk? She's waving. It's Joy. Joy! The show's about to start.
Joy, ven pa' acá. Abajo. Tírate. Dale. Okay. I'll be right down.
Oh my gosh. She's coming down the slide.
Ay, Dios mío, Holy Mother of God. That was exhilarating. Come on, ladies, the show is about to start. Come on. How'd she do that? She didn't even get her hair wet.
okay, my favorite of all time, and this is relatable because I could relate to this. When you're a little too drunk, I was gonna drink today actually, but I was like, I remember last time I got slushed and I was pretty much falling over and I was sick after the last time I drank on the View history. I literally was not feeling good at all. But I really appreciated Joy doing the bartending. That was my favorite moment of the whole Viewcation, is when she did that. And then when she just like chucked the glass bottle, was like, it's empty, and just throws it and just chucks it. I'm just like, oh my God, that's glass. And she just like chucked it. And I love that. I love that energy. And I think she had way too many drinks. I personally believe that. That's how she ended up at the bar and started serving the drinks. This is the scenario in my head. This is what I think happened, is that she had too many margaritas or something. And then she went to the bar and was like, I'm just going to make something myself. I don't care what anyone thinks. I'm too drunk. I don't care if there's employees here. I can do it myself, you know? Just because I'm 79 pushing 80 doesn't mean I can't mix my own drinks. And I think she had way too many drinks and then just chucked it. Chucked that piece of glass like it was nobody's business.
2 mimosas, please. Mimosas? Yeah. Okay, let's see. I think there's orange juice in mimosas.
Yes, there is.
Uh-huh. There's some coconut rum in it? Oh, this is empty.
And I have to say, this is relatable because there's this bar near in my city that I go to, and a few years ago, it has a bowling alley and everything. And I was so drunk, just like Joy, and I chucked the bowling ball at the wall. And the employee was like shook. Like, I remember him being so shook. He's like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, and I was so bad about it because I was like, because I want to. And I said it with such an attitude. And then my friend jumped in and she was like, I booked this late. We were so bad about it. I feel so bad because I was so rude to the employee there, but I was so drunk in the moment. I was like, I don't care what anyone does. And that's the type of energy Joy gave. By the way, I bowled, like, I was doing through the legs bowling, you know, grandma bowling style. And I got like about 10 spares and like 2 strikes. And I won that game and everybody was rooting for me. So I was much better drunk and doing through the legs grandma bowling, and I thrived with it. And that's how Joy did with serving drinks. She was thriving. She was like, I don't need anyone. I'm just gonna make my own drinks. I'm gonna make my own decisions, and I'm just gonna live and relax and enjoy myself. So I really enjoyed that. And I enjoyed when Joy was doing like the concierge thing. I really liked that too. And Whoopi was just like pretty much doing nothing, because that was very typical Whoopi. I enjoyed that moment as well. And Sunny as the lifeguard, oh my God. Oh my God. I would be so terrified. Actually, no, I wouldn't be terrified. If Sunny was on my side and was doing the type of lifeguarding with my partner, my boy, my man. And if she saw my man looking at someone else, I would appreciate that. I would appreciate someone watching my man like that, actually. But that is so terrible. But if you're the type that likes to look around, you do not want Sunny Hostin on duty, you know? So, and then Anna and the kids, oh my God. I feel like Anna, after decided, like, I feel like Anna's glad that she never had kids when she was dealing with all those kids and trying to round them up and everything.
So I'm all set to be the guest concierge. I got the jacket and everything.
Welcome in.
What do I have to know about it?
All you have to do is smile, be kind.
That's hard already.
They think I'm doing everything they're doing. I am not doing anything they're doing.
Excuse me, sir. Just because your wife is sleeping doesn't give you permission to look at other women.
Oh, it's exhausting. Joy speaking.
What? I need a reservation to swim with sharks.
I don't understand you, miss. What are you saying? Speak up.
Sharks, the one that bite you in the water. Sharks.
Call another hotel. Why?
I count from 1 to 1,000. You all can go hide. 1, 2, 22.
Is she gonna look for us right now? I don't know.
But overall, I think The View from the Bahamas was some of the best moments of season 25. We'll talk about best moments of season 25 in later episodes of The View history. But I think this was a great comeback as a Viewcation. They went all out. And I really like how they've been going all out with the seasons, you know, with Christmas, with Halloween this year. I really appreciate that type of effort. So thank you to the View crew for like giving us what the girls wanted. This was definitely for my girls, and I felt it. I felt every... I soaked in every moment of The View from the Bahamas. Okay, let's talk about the conservative seat update. Let's do a little bit about that. Okay, so since we got back from Viewcation, everyone's just waiting for my shade. I know everyone's just waiting for my shade. So it was... Alyssa Farah was on for scheduled for 3 days this week, but she came on. She decided to appear on Monday as well. I think it's because Sarah and Joy are sick this week, and I think it was a last minute thing to call in Alyssa, but she was technically scheduled only for 3 days. Lindsay was scheduled for 4 next week, just saying. But Alyssa has been getting hate from both left and right. There's this article going around about her in general. It's kind of nothing new there. It's just kind of about her timeline of what she said in the past and what she's to everything she's currently saying, and how there's a double standard to it pretty much. I feel we went over a lot of this in past episodes of The View history. I don't need to reiterate this. And she's also been on CNN quite a bit. And let me just say this. I think she did an amazing job on CNN personally. I think CNN is the right fit for someone like her. I really do, because Alyssa is the type of person that doesn't want to interject. She doesn't want to interrupt you. That's why I think she personally works better in environments like CNN Newsroom. I think that The View, you have to really think on your feet. You cannot be wait till the other person finishes necessarily. Like, it's nice to have the courtesy to let someone finish, but you also got to interject when you disagree with someone. I do notice she's a little more confident this week, but I think it's because she's been on CNN a lot in the past, like almost every single day in the past couple weeks, because every time I've turned on CNN, I've seen her there. At least in the mornings. So I think she should get a full-time position at CNN personally. I also think that then it can be Kool-Aid Parade. Kool-Aid Parade, she can do her Kool-Aid Parade thing over at CNN, because I ain't feeling it at The View necessarily. And that's just me objectively speaking about what I think works best for her. Some people are destined to be View co-hosts, and some people are destined to be CNN co-hosts. And clearly some people are destined to be both. I think she's destined to be more of a CNN newsroom co-host, personally. Now, here's what else I think is going on, objectively speaking. I've seen the articles about Alyssa being the front runner still. I think it's definitely between Lindsay and Alyssa. I think it's a solid tie at this point. I seen the article about Cassidy Hutchinson and the fact that Alyssa is friends with Cassidy Hutchinson, that they're trying to get Cassidy on. I definitely see them trying to get Cassidy on. However, I do think they are using Alyssa to get there. That's why I think she keeps coming back, is because she could, especially with the January 6th hearings being in the past week, I think that's what The View is doing with her. I think that's why they keep bringing her back, truthfully, because they think that Alyssa could help bring on some prominent figures like Cassidy Hutchinson. And I also see in that article that they're going to try to bring Cassidy Hutchinson as a semi-regular guest co-host or a semi-regular guest. And here's the thing. Cassidy Hutchinson does not have qualifications to be on The View. I'm sorry, she does not have that type of experience. I think what The View is trying to do, just based off these articles, it sounds like when they were trying to get Monica Lewinsky to be a permanent co-host of the show. I don't think that was, I think things happen for the reason it happens. Because that wouldn't have been it. That would have not been it, truthfully. Monica was a fine guest, but she would have never thrived as a main co-host. As well, that's, you know, honestly, we don't talk about Monica Lewinsky as much anymore, because that is very 1999. It is. It's very 1999. And I feel if they got like Cassidy Hutchinson or tried to get her as a co-host, or even getting Alyssa as a co-host, it'd be in the same vein. And that ain't it. That just ain't it, honey. That is not even close. Because I don't think The View should have people on the table and it doesn't mean I don't think they should have a voice. Let me just be very clear before people twist my words on that. I think the person needs to be table relatable to connect with viewers. And I feel we've had enough people in the past couple of years, and their biggest mistakes they've done with choosing co-hosts was picking people based off popularity, based off of if they were a child star, based off who their father was, based off what administration they worked on. That shouldn't be the qualification. They should be able to be a table relatable co-host. And I think for them to just assume Cassidy Hutchinson would be a great guest co-host or even a great semi-regular co-host is a bit of a stretch, even for them. And I'm just like, no, let's not go that direction. There is a reason why Barbara never hired Monica Lewinsky, and that was an amazing call. Barbara knew her own show. And if we want to stick to Barbara's vision of being table relatable and not turn this into 11 a.m. newsroom of whatever, I think, and if we truly want to honor Barbara's vision and Barbara herself, we would get a table relatable co-host, which is the only one on that list is Lindsay Granger, truthfully. And I feel that's just what it is. I don't think we should be hiring people based off of scandals. It is not, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like the person truly earned it, you know? They're just earned it based off of a certain person they worked for, or a certain person that they testified against. And I think it is great that Cassidy Hutchinson is standing up for her country. I do think it's great. I think it's great that Alyssa is standing up and just, you know, pushing against Trump. I do think it's great that she's doing that now. The View is an opinion-based show. It is infotainment. You have to be entertaining. This is not CNN newsroom or Fox News newsroom. It's not that's not what The View is. It's infotainment politics is the main beef of it all. But there's also pop culture involved. There's also View Your Deal involved. There's other components to the show that's involved where you have to share personal stuff about yourself as well and be vulnerable with people around you. I don't feel we see enough of Alyssa's personality in here, of what she personally thinks of stuff outside of politics, really. She's all politics is the thing. And I don't think she has any interest in the pop culture stuff. Whenever there is the pop culture stuff, she doesn't seem to know anything on it. Whereas Lindsey Granger is singing Beyonce to no end when we're talking about pop culture. Like, Lindsay can get with the pop culture stuff, and I like that about her. She can do all the components of this job that is required. Alyssa can only do the politics. And I like The View having politics in it. I would not want it to go back to just pop culture. The politics and pop culture balance is great for this show. It really is. It's makes the show whole. But when a co-host can't do pop culture, and mind you, I don't think the other women know much about pop culture except Whoopi, really, and Sarah kind of knows stuff. But we do need someone there who knows something about pop culture to a degree, and Lindsay is the younger voice that can do that. Alyssa I wouldn't be getting, she seems to be very lost when it comes to that sort of thing. And there's a few other candidates that seem lost. Hence why Tara Setmayer has been eliminated, when she didn't know anything about pop culture either. And she needs to work more on the pop culture and personality. She got the opposing view down. Tara Setmayer got the opposing view down. I think she did a much better job pushing back and giving a different perspective, but she didn't know anything about pop culture, which I think got her eliminated. And also she doesn't show enough of her personality, truthfully. And Lindsay's the only one out of these candidates that have been showing us her personality. And so I really think, I do think we're going to see one more week of Alyssa, but with the way things are lined up right now, it could very well be Lindsay. And if they're going with Alyssa, I think they're just going to use her, truthfully. I don't think they're going to be using her based off of her. Because here's the thing. I think it's basically they're just going to use her based off the people she knew from her previous job to get them on The View. That's what I think her only purpose will be on this show. And like, here's the thing. What if Trump doesn't get in 2024? What if he doesn't? Then what are they going to do? Like, what's the point of having former Trump people on at that point? Like, I don't see a point in that, truthfully. And, I also think Lindsay has a timeless quality. Hiring someone who is local talent, who is not known, who isn't being there, who isn't at The View based off their previous resume, off of being part of a certain administration, which isn't a timeless quality, truthfully, in the end. By the way, I know there are some people on Twitter that think I'm Trump trash because I support Lindsay. I don't stand for Trump, really. And I don't think Lindsay does either. She thought Trump was a bit racist. She's a moderate Republican. She is using George Bush talking points, which that is more of a timeless quality than using Trump talking points, because it seems like the Republican Party, based off of people like Madison Cawthorn, who are Trump-endorsed candidates, losing elections all of a sudden, it shows you that it isn't a timeless quality. I think more Republicans need to be thinking on the level of Lindsey Granger, because Lindsey Granger is giving us moderate Republican, and that's what we need on The View. That is what we truthfully need. I also noticed that most of these articles are just talking about Alyssa because she's her association with Trump. That's truthfully what it comes down to. So, and also I want to say something that I want to say this because I felt I might have been getting directed at a little bit on the show this week when she was saying that people like her don't deserve a voice. I personally never said that. I don't think it. I just don't think it's necessary. I'm just saying, I don't think it's necessarily genuine when you left the White House only when you lost the election and when you knew you were going to lose a job. You have to kind of understand that even if you didn't like things prior that were happening in the White House in the West Wing, you still were working in the White House until Trump lost the election, and you didn't resign until a month after. You really didn't. So you have to kind of understand and be realistic here about why people don't think you're being genuine necessarily on both sides of the aisle. And here's the thing. It's not because I don't think you deserve a voice. I just don't think it's genuine of your portrayal of it necessarily. That's what it comes down to, honey. And here's the thing. I will say this as well. I think it's great that you're there now. I think it's great that you're using your voice now to speak out against Trump. Like, that's great. That's really great. Like, I have no issue with that at all whatsoever. I am going to only critique you based off of what's on the show. I think you do better at CNN personally. I think you would be a great CNN host, and I think you really should go for that type of job at CNN. I really think she belongs there. I really do. And I'm not saying that to be shady. I actually genuinely do think that. So, just had to put some pieces together. Let's not go with projection here. I'm just being realistic. Like, okay, projection. So that's just my take on that. I saw Alyssa and Stephanie. They had a really cute reunion. It was really cute. I think they were at CNN, and everyone looked really great, I have to say, in that photo. Stephanie, you look really great in red, Republican red, as I see it, as Megan would call it. I kind of laughed so hard that one time Megan called it Republican red. That's what I actually, whenever I look at red, I actually think of that. I'm not joking you. That's the View stan in me, but that was actually so funny. Whenever I wear red, I sometimes say that truthfully, and my friends laugh at that. But Republican red on Stephanie. Alyssa, you looked really good. I have to say. The highlighter was really serving with that yellow dress. It was very interesting. I think it's really great that they were being cordial, especially after Alyssa thought her book was disingenuous, and we were really talking about disingenuous people. So it's very interesting. I have to say. I think they were on CNN together at the same time. And, it's deserved. It is deserved. When I saw Alyssa having 3 days, I was like, are you serious? We're really, like, seriously? Like, I was like, are we really gonna do another 3 days of her? Like, okay, like, I guess that's what if ABC wants that. But I also have to say, though, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised. That's how I knew Tara was eliminated, truthfully. But it is definitely down to Alyssa and Lindsay now. Lindsay, you got this. Giving you guys the FYI to the people that keep messaging me and saying that they chose Alyssa, they chose Alyssa, they chose Alyssa. Girl, let me just tell you something. This competition is not over yet, not even close. So let's just wait until we see an announcement because this competition is still on. So bring it on. Bring it on. Rest in peace, Michelle Tafoya. Bring it on, people. Power Grangers unite. And that's where we're at with the conservative seat. We have 3 weeks left. Lindsay coming this week. 4 days of Lindsay. ABC. Thank you for giving us this 4 days. Finally, I'm happy. I hope we get 5 days the next time she's on as well. And maybe hopefully on Monday, but we'll see what happens. But I'm grateful for the 4 days. And I'm hoping it's Lindsay. That's the result I'm hoping because it'd be so good to have her there. It'd just be really overall great. We'd be thriving. Okay, so I did want to touch a little bit on the Reviewunion a little bit, the behind the table Reviewunion with Joy, Meredith, and Star and Debbie. I thought it was very cute. I personally love seeing the 4 ladies together. They did talk about Star Jones's weight loss a little bit, which I was surprised about that they were bringing that up. But I think Star has gone to a really good place with that. And, good for her. Like, I'm glad she feels comfortable with it. I think all the View ladies have gone through some baggage, like ex-View co-hosts. They've all really managed to have, like, a redemption era. And I'm so proud of Star and Debbie, especially overcoming some traumatic obstacles that they had to deal with after The View, where they were damaged goods. I'm pretty sure Star was blacklisted from the industry. Afterwards, her career was never the same again after she went up against Barbara. And then Debbie was on Howard Stern dissing The View at one point. She had to rebuild her career slowly because she knew she blew it. And it's amazing she was able to have a career after The View, considering the way that it went downhill for her. And, I think it's good that it's nice to see in the 25 years later, all of them just back together. It was a shorter reunion, but I'm glad we just saw it. I'm glad we got something like that with the 4 of them, the Fab Four. I wasn't surprised to not see Barbara Walters there. Honestly, don't expect to see Barbara Walters again, like ever. I'm just saying that right now. As well, I do think this was the reunion that they were planning to have Michelle Collins at and Elizabeth Hasselbeck at, and probably a few more co-hosts, but it just never worked out with all the co-hosts. I do hope for the rest of season 25, we do see Elizabeth and Michelle, well, mainly Elizabeth, just so we have all the Barbara hires. We're not getting Rosie O'Donnell. I'm well aware of that. I'm well aware of it. I'm not living with the delusion here that she's just not going to come. She's just not going to come, okay? But I do think Elizabeth Hasselbeck is doable. I do wish we would have seen Michelle Collins have a redemption era with the show, but I don't think Joy would have showed up to that, so it would have to be on like a Monday to Thursday sort of thing. So I think Michelle Collins is truthfully on the View's, blacklist. Okay, let's talk about Jedediah Bila, because Jedediah Bila Monster has gone unhinged. That's what it should be called, Bila Unhinged. That's what her show should be called. So let me just first off say, I think it's a really cute aesthetic. I really think it's really cute that she's doing it in her basement. Love a basement show. We love doing podcasts in our basement, don't we? I'm actually not in my basement. I'm actually on the 3rd floor, so I like being on higher up. I like being closer to God, I like being closer to heaven. So I'm a little closer to it because I feel when you do it in your basement, all of Satan's best work comes out. You know, you really get devilish. You really get malicious about things. And that's what Bila has been doing. That's what she's been doing. She's really showing us her true colors. But I have to say, it's really entertaining. It's just really entertaining.
They need you scared. They need you compliant. They need you dependent. Or they don't win.
They need you scared. They need you compliant. They need you dependent, or they don't win.
I don't know what she said, but it was very entertaining. It was very entertaining, I have to say. Bila Unhinged is one of the most entertaining things that have come out of 2022. And I'm someone who was not a Bila fan on the show really prior. I preferred Megan because Megan was more, we knew what we were getting. We knew the ingredients of it all. And with Bila, she kind of changed her tone wherever she went. Like her tone on The View to Fox and Friends was two different things. She only conformed to whatever environment she chose. That's kind of what reminds me of Alyssa Farah, where it was not really the most genuine thing in the world. But, you know, I find this show really entertaining. It's some of her best work. I think it was really cute when she was showing pictures of her house. She shows pictures of her first house on there, just letting you know it's really cute. It's really cute. We're learning a lot about her, I think. We're really learning a lot about how small her first house was. And I thought it was very entertaining, very interesting, really riveting quality entertainment. It belongs on TikTok, truthfully. It's on that level. It's on that level. Anyways, that has been the View history for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Let's see what happens with everything regarding The View. My head is spinning right now because it's been a lot. I'm kind of nervous about these upcoming weeks about The View because whatever happens, I feel someone's going to get done dirty. I'm just going to say that right now. Somebody's going to get done dirty. And everyone's hoping it's Alyssa Farah, but we'll see. We'll see about that. We don't know. So anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful day and take a little time to enjoy The View history.